All right. Welcome, everyone, to another Mountain Man Monday. This is live stream episode number 18 for February 24th, 2020. I want to welcome everybody to this live stream that is here live. We'll be here live tonight, and anybody that's watching it in the future as well. I always appreciate all the support for the Mr. Mountain Man channel on YouTube, and I hope you enjoy both the live stream and video content. So we'll give it a few minutes and see who comes rolling in here on this Monday evening. And I hope everybody that's watching has had a great start to your week, wherever that you're joining us from. I always got to lubricate the pipes to get going, because it's a whole lot of talking that happens during these live streams. So let's see here. Oh, it looks like there's some pretty cool features I'll have to expose someday with multiple participants and changing the window configuration. I really do like this software for live streams. A little difficult to keep up at times because the number of comments that can come in, but I do try my best to keep up. Hey, Chris. How you doing, buddy? Good to see from you. Man, you're number one tonight. Well, you're always number one, but you're number one. I appreciate it. How you doing, Chris? Are you doing well? Are you having a good start to the week? Hope you're doing well. And we've got Chris here. I'm getting a little rusty. We've got Marvin Carlton. Hey, Marvin, another regular in the live streams. Hope you're having a great start to your week as well. And we also have David Markley. David, I haven't seen you in a few weeks. Good to have you back, or maybe you were and I forgot. But I hope you're having a great start to your week as well. We also have the one and only Cashew Paul. Cashew Paul, hope you're having a great night. Cashew Paul, I was watching the other day the Kentucky Fried Chicken video that you have for the first KFC up in Kentucky. And I've seen a couple videos on that, and I really enjoy that, seeing the original location and how they used real utensils and the formality of it all. It was pretty cool. Yeah, so we do have some great folks here. We've got, let's see. So we've got, David, Chris, Marvin, and Cashew Paul. And we also have the reviewer. Hey, Mr. Mountain Man may not be able to stay for long, but here now. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. The reviewer, I hope you're having a great start to your week. Everything's going well, and no matter where you are. So I hope everybody's having a great start. Monday fun day, as I always say. It's can be a little sluggish, especially if this is, everybody's got different work week and different work hours. Some people may be retired, depending on what you have. So Monday typically for a lot of folks is the start to the work week. And so it could be a little sluggish, like getting a diesel locomotive started. It takes a little momentum, and then things get going during the week. So hopefully everything's going well. And we got some excitement in all capital letters. Whoops, what happened? I'm so excited to be here too, Chris. Woohoo! I always find it funny. I can see Cashew Paul knows. So capital letters, when all caps, is like the internet equivalent of screaming or shouting. And I'd say about 99% of people know it. Early in my internet days, I did not realize it. I just like typing in caps. I mean, we're talking before, 2000 era. And I remember the first time, I think it was a professor that said something like, do you know you're screaming or shouting? And I didn't know that many, many moons ago. And I was a little embarrassed. It only took me once, but I still come across people in live streams that are not using caps for shouting. They just like typing in all caps. And I don't even think it's to be noticed. I just think that honestly, some people don't know that all caps is intended to be shouting when you actually aren't using your voice. Kind of like how some people don't know that the left lane on a highway is the passing lane. I'm sure you guys have all seen people like that. So anyway, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited. Everybody's excited. Dave Markley said, did you see any snow last week, Mr. Mountain Yen? Yes, we did. It was beautiful. On Thursday, we got several inches of snow. It was an interesting, it was very pretty. It snowed for a good 12 hours. And because it was followed up by cold weather on Friday, it stuck around. It stuck around for what, especially at the peaks and the higher elevations. The main problem was it was very warm that day. So it was coming out of the atmosphere as snow, but when it hit the ground, because the ground temp was like above 32, it didn't do a lot of sticking on the roads and such, which was good for driving and everything. Let's see. Hey, everybody on the live stream. Hope you're all doing well. And we also have Destinations Delight, Crystal Wagner, just stopping by to say hello and happy Monday, everyone. Hope everyone had a great week and a great weekend to you as well. I hope you are having a great start to your week, Crystal, and thank you for being here tonight. It's good to see you. We'll see. Cashew Paul, he knows that the caps means shouting. I'm shouting at Chris because he's hard of hearing, especially on the live streams. I mean, it's really difficult to be heard. Except for my live stream, because we are a intimate, quaint community of a bunch of all-stars here. So you're all stars in my book, and so it's easy to be heard. You just type in and then look at this. You get a banner at the bottom of the screen, and you get your comment up there, and you get to be in the spotlight. Probably be a little more difficult someday, but that's pretty cool right here. Sarah Rathbone says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you as well. And as always, I love the dog in your picture. That's a dog. That is awesome. That is man, I love the color too. That's just a cool picture. And yeah, that's a segue. Tough news about Honey Bear passing over the weekend. So, everybody here in the community, I think, knows Yankee in the South channel and Will and Dawn. Their beloved dog, Honey Bear, passed away, unfortunately, late last week. I send my thoughts and prayers and love to them. I was on the live stream last night. There was about 500 people on the live stream. I really feel for them. I'm a dog person too. I mentioned on a live stream some time ago that I had a dog that was a mutt, and so not a pure breed. All of the dogs we've gotten have been from the Humane Society or such similar. And so when you get something that's a mix, they tend to have less issues than pure breeds in general. And so we had a mutt, and it should have lived to be 12, 13, 14. And at 7 years old, he got sarcoma in the shoulder, which is cancer, and started walking on 3 legs for like 6-8 months, and then had to be then put to sleep. Just got really, really sick. It was so sad. So I understand for Will and Dawn. It's always tough. And that was tough news. So I know that they're grieving and going through that. And again, I send my love, prayers, thoughts, and compassion over to those guys. I tried to message Will, as many of you that are friends did. And, they're very well known at this point. So it's difficult. But that was sad. Let me scroll back up here. We got Blondie's Adventures. Hey, Mr. Mailman. Hey, Blondie's Adventures. Good to see you. I hope everything's going well up in Indiana, and you guys are having a decent winter right now. We got a couple of Hey Blondies, and my picture is my face, so it's beautiful too. I know where that picture was taken, and if I could stretch in my memory, I'd probably even know the name of the bay. But well, Chris, I might be wrong. I think that's from Destin, when you were on the boat for your birthday, from that video, but I could be wrong. Maybe because I know you travel quite a bit. You'll have to let me know if my own trivia there was right or wrong. And so I think, Chris, about t-shirts, avatar picture there, profile picture is of Destin, Florida in the bay on his birthday. But if I'm wrong, I'm sure he will tell me. Will and Dawn are nice people. They're wonderful people. Absolutely wonderful. Once in a while, they do show up here. So, or maybe, I don't know if they listen in the background, but if they do, again, send my thoughts and prayers about Honey Bear. Yes, Chris, you are very purdy. He is purdy. You have to give a heads up so we can all meet up with the Gatlinburg, Sevierville. Yeah, David. So I'll have to plan something like that sometime, because the fact of the matter is, just being very truthful, being a little over 2 hours away, I don't get over there regularly. Now, you have to define regularly. Regularly to some people is, once or twice a year. I mean, we get over there about once a quarter, once every couple months. We might be going more because we got those ultimate season passes for Ripley's. But the thing that challenges it sometimes is, if I go with the kids, I usually am not going to be doing any kind of like get-togethers or stuff, because they need my full attention. But on occasion, I do go over by myself. And so if something like that happens and it works out, I think, there's great people I'd love to meet in person. And so it's not out of the question. So I'll try something in 2020 to come over there solo on a Friday or Saturday or something like that. I have no idea exactly. And, meet some people of the community, or just get together and do a video or something, or just shake hands and say howdy. I think that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, if just y'all be patient and bear with me, because again, most trips to Gatlinburg, if you see a video after the fact, that's not me turning my nose at the community. It's usually that the family's in the background, and I don't, they don't mind that. They love the video aspect and that I do all this stuff, but I also try not to solely focus it just about me, and make sure that I interact with them and I'm having a family time and good time. So yeah, so we'll have to figure something out like that sometime, especially when I come over there solo. Yes, there definitely are thoughts and prayers and will be missed, which, in reference to pets, losing pets, and Yankee in the South, and Will and Don, losing pets leaves a hole in your heart. Yeah. When I had to put my dog down, it took a while to get over that. Oh, okay. So getting ready for 6 to 8 inches of snow tomorrow, Blondie. That's cool. I'm not over winter yet, so I love the snow. Bring it on. I always look at the 10-day forecast and I'm like, when are we going to get the next snow? Now, as I always say, in about another several weeks or a month, then I'll be ready for spring to start coming. It's a nice balance. I love the seasons, and especially in the mountains, because we don't get blazing hot usually. So I do like that. Chris said I am correct. That means his profile pic, right. Let's point to the right way. Hold on. Need to use this hand. Right there. I don't want to poke him in the head. Look at that. Boop, boop, boop. That's Chris right there. That's at Destin, Florida. So I guess I was right. Breaks my heart when my friends are hurting. Yeah, I agree. Lost my best friend October 21st. Best friend, he was 15 years 2 weeks old. Oh yeah, David, and I'm sorry for your pet's lost too. That's, it's tough. It really is. It really is. And I'm sorry for your loss too, David, on your pet. To October 21st. Rita's here. Rita, hello, Mr. Mountainman. Rainy day here in Nashville, Tennessee. Yes, it is rainy today here too in the mountains. It's like 45 degrees and misty rain. But I think it's going to be a little bit warm tomorrow and then be sunny most of the rest of the week. So, but cool. It's warm tomorrow, then cool, but I'll have to double check. I would say Nashville, Knoxville, Asheville, a lot. Maybe a little cooler here because we're a little higher elevation, but we do often get some similar weather. Oh, wow, Blondie, we've hardly got snow this year. We've got like a half-inch Thursday. It froze over Friday. Rather than that, it's been pretty much it in North Carolina. So, Sarah, I forget, you don't have to mention where you're from. I'm in Western North Carolina near Asheville. And so we have gotten 2 snows basically, but a little bit west, like Weaverville is weird because normally we get a little more than like Gatlinburg and such, because Gatlinburg is at a lower elevation than we are. Now, I'm not talking about Klingman's Dome and up there at the higher elevations in the Smokies, but a lot of times we actually get more snow in general in Western North Carolina because the lowest elevation here is about 2,000 feet. Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge are pretty low because they're in the valley. They're actually, I think when I turned on my thing, it's like Gatlinburg might be like 1,100 feet and Pigeon Forge is like 950 feet or so. I forget exactly. I have to double check, but it's definitely low. But they got a lot more snow than we did this year, which is unusual. So yeah, it's been pretty light in the way of snow. which has been a bummer to me. I'm like a kid at heart. I love playing with it in the snow. Yeah, why'd you send all the rain to Knoxville? And Blondie is always being very supportive of the channel, and I appreciate that. The thumbs up for the channel. That's really cool. Thank you for doing that. Look at that, putting the thumbs up. We got fingers and thumbs up. So thank you, Blondie. Always very, very nice. I appreciate that. David says we were supposed to get snow on Saturday. I'll have to check. Well, I can check right now. Since I'm not on mobile, let's just do this. Here we go. Okay, yeah, so it's going to be cool, but I'm not seeing any snow for us. It's going to be in the 60s tomorrow, then it tapers off the rest of the week. So, you know, winter might be coming to a close soon. Oh, Blondie says, I'm so over winter. Yeah, you know, I lived in the Midwest. You all know that, you know, I grew up there. And, you know, the only thing I didn't like were the gray days of winter. It was a little long in the tooth, but I've also lived in the hot climate like Florida, where that grew long in the tooth as well. So the robins are already in my area. That's a key of spring. And David says, no, he's not over winter yet. We got so much rain in 2019, record rainfall, and already in 2020 we got so much. Sarah, the only part in Asheville area that we didn't get enough rain last year was at the end of May. We had record temps. It was like feast or famine. Like all winter last year, we had tons of rain, lots and lots of rain. And then the last couple of weeks of May, it was like over 90, which was very unusual. That's still spring, and it was very dry because I was trying to grow some grass seed, and it was not having it because I planted it, and then it wouldn't rain. So I was sprinkling every day, and then we'd get this torrential downpour eventually, and it'd wash everything away. So last year was kind of a pain. Ready for spring weather, and missed a couple of your live stream, but watching the videos. Oh, that's cool. Hey, we got Sexy Matt here. Hey, Matt, good to see you. Always a pleasure to have you on the live stream. Another regular here on the Mr. Mountain Man channel. Was in the 50s here today, and Rita, I'd say we were in the mid 40s. Worcester, North Carolina, 30 minutes from Asheville. And a lot of it, again, depending on how far east or southeast or whatever, the elevation that you're at is can play a lot. And sometimes it's just weather patterns and whatnot. But yeah, I do like the cool weather. Did you meet Yankee in the South first, or Chris or Cashew or someone else in the family of YouTube channels? So I met, I have not met Cashew Paul in person yet. I did meet Chris and Will and Don and a few others at the same time in one of the live streams, of course, but in person at the old island meetups that used to happen. And because, again, I was in proximity and was able to go over there and did meet them. So yeah, that was really nice. You know, if you're interested in meeting some of the folks that do have public meetups, you just, you know, join their Facebook page or listen to their channel, and they'll give information about, you know, when they're getting those public get-togethers. Let's see what else we have here. David says we haven't had a great snow yet. Blinds Adventure said, I need spring weather so I can get down to Tennessee for a few weeks. Yeah. Reviewer, I know the answer, but I will let him. Yes. So just what Chris, what I just explained about the meetup at the island. And did we have a weirdo? Or I'm not supposed to call him weirdo. Did we have a troll? Did we? That's the only thing that's with this software that I said. It's not the same as YouTube. So I get some advantages, but if I'm a little bit behind. So anyway, were they complimentary? Probably not. I lived in Maggie Valley for years. Snow Lot was great. That's awesome. Maggie Valley is beautiful. Great place. Great place to visit if you guys haven't, or if you want to do something different and you're always going to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. You want to see the Western North Carolina side of things. Maggie Valley is a quaint, fun place. You could probably do Cherokee and Maggie Valley in a day and really enjoy yourself. 48 inches of snow here in Illinois tomorrow or Wednesday. Oh, yeah. Yep. Marvin said, I decided to give up winter for Lent. Well, that's a good one. Tomorrow is, why am I drawing a blank? I just said it like 5 times today. Mardi Gras, right? Yeah. And then Wednesday's Ash Wednesday. And so that's a great joke. Very timely. That's a good one. Big snowstorm coming my way. 16-inch snow. Could see more on Tuesday or Thursday. Well, that's the thing is, a lot of folks like snowy Christmas, which I love. But if you look at the calendar, Christmas is just 4 days into the calendar of winter. It's just past fall because December 21st. So when a lot of people think, it feels like when we get into the holiday season and all that, we're in winter, but that's still fall. So if winter feels like it's getting long in the tooth, it's probably because we all get into that winter mode post Halloween, but it's really not winter as far as the seasons go. And so, it's still winter. And so snow, definitely. I love autumn. It's sweater weather. And Cashew Paul was asked, what's the hottest sauce you tried? By the way, I do like fall and as well. Saxy Matt, play a slow, saxy song. We need to get Saxy Matt on a live stream probably to hear that. Oh yeah, Mad Dog 357. I am not those hot sauce places that give you the little pretzel sticks that you dip it in and eat it, and you just have to sign waivers and stuff. That would be a great video for your all's channel. I'm gonna opt out on that one because I don't have that kind of appetite. I used to not like any spicy food. It's only in the last several years that I have acquired some taste, but it's a very mild taste. I'm not what you would call a hot sauce connoisseur by any means. And Sexy Matt did last Friday, Chris, a cool version of At Last. That's very cool. Those snow totals are for northern Illinois. We live in southern Illinois, are only going to get rain. Yeah, once again, just the difference in the location that folks live. I'm going to try and see if I could take it. Wish me luck. Your stream is very clear tonight and sound is good also. So Rita, I have managed to wrangle the family to turn off every single device in the house so that I can have all the bandwidth possible. I always joke, but it's true. I have that mountain internet. I mean, I really am Mr. Mountain Man. So in the mountains, you don't have great, internet at time, depending on where you are. And so I'm glad that it's coming through nicely. I had actually looked, in the last couple live streams weren't that bad. And there were a couple that started off a little grainy, but then kicked in and were better. So I'm glad. Thank you for the feedback. I do as much as I can to make them nice. Well, someday if I get to the 1,000 mark with the subscribers, then I could potentially live stream remote, and then you'd probably have a really nice live stream. But Mountain Man Monday would always be from here, and my cell reception's not that great either. So it wouldn't be like I would use my mobile device. It would continue to be pretty much like this. But I'm glad to hear. I'm glad that it's clear, and it seems like the recipe for getting ready for these is starting to work. Cashew Paul said, I met Chris once, and he said I smelled like a goat. Well, is that the time you guys went to the animal park, or he just was being polite? Sometimes I smell like a goat. I might smell like a goat right now. Thank goodness live stream only has a microphone, because I did go work out earlier, and so thank goodness the live stream, you just see two-dimensionally. You don't have to have the smells and all that. In fact, if that was an upgrade, probably wouldn't pay for it. Sorry, Cashew Paul, I'm nice but honest. Let's see here. You're jealous, Chris. I love the banter. Maggie Valley is a great place. It's a wonderful place. I have one video from there, Sarah, which is just the quick stop at the Log Cabin Frozen Treats, which is a great place to stop there, where you can make your own frozen yogurt or ice cream sundae. They do weigh by the ounce, so if you're looking for a bargain, it's not Dairy Queen, but it is a pretty cool place if you're looking for something unique and a treat. Ice cream is definitely nice. Fat Tuesday. Why did I say Marty? What am I? I'm brain fart. Yes, tomorrow's Fat Tuesday. That's what I was thinking about. Down New Orleans and stuff. It's like crazy. Oh, and Saxy did say, I don't want to skip over. I did post a video of me playing. By the way, I'm pretty good with keeping up the comments, even though I'm a little bit behind. If for some reason I ever glaze over one that somebody wants to see down there, we're small enough. You can let me know and say, Alan, you missed a comment. Or you can say, you can just post in there. You can just say, hey, check my comment, or just post it again and I will get to it. Let's see. Whoops, I skipped too many now. So tomorrow's Fat Tuesday, and 10 months from tomorrow is Christmas. So, hey, I want your opinion. You know, I should be talking about, to represent where I live a little bit more, Western North Carolina. I tend to talk a lot about Gatlinburg, but Gatlinburg has the Snow People and Winterfest, and they keep that along for some time. I do think that's great for the guests that come in later. I'm on the fence about it. I think Christmas lights and that type of decor, to me, you probably are not going to agree with me on this, by the way, does start to grow long in the tooth. I do associate it with Christmas time and the Christmas holiday season. I think when it goes all the way to the end of February, I'm sure that's really nice for folks that come in February and want to get that winter feel. But I think the mountains and the snow and the atmosphere probably speak for itself without having decor that reminds me more of December and early January. So I'm not necessarily a fan that it sticks around that long, because I think that there's a specialness to the lights and that kind of setup that's what makes at least the decorations portion of it so unique and special, is that it's not for months and months at a time. So to me, if you look at the big theme parks like Disney World and such, they'll run their lights and show maybe to like January 10th or something like that, but then they cut it out. I'd be more in favor of that. But again, I might be in the minority on that. You all might say, I love it. I think it's great. Run them all year or run them to March. And absolutely, I would be interested in your opinion if y'all don't mind putting down there. Probably be like 5 minutes behind. And I do have a YouTube channel. You know what? In this channel, I support every YouTuber that's here. You can boast, tell people you have a channel, say, check out my channel. Unfortunately, you can't post a link, but as long as everybody has the name, you can just query it on YouTube and subscribe to everybody's channel. Was it Cologne Cashew, Paul, that smelled like the goat? Wow, 10 months. Yeah. Well, and again, back to my comments. Yeah, so Blondie agrees with me. Let's not talk about Christmas with the emoji like that. I agree. There's a specialness to all times of the year. We'll have spring break and Easter, and then, you know, Memorial Day weekend and July 4th and fireworks and grilling out and hamburgers, although I grill out all year long. But you know what I'm talking about. And then the summer and the mountains get green and pools and the beach, and then fall and the excitement of the leaves changing. I mean, the mountains offer a lot of dynamic part to it. You know, it doesn't have to be Christmas only. What is your must go to? Oh, can I speak? What is your must go to spot in the Smokies? That one place you can not stop at. So, are we being okay? So, I assume, Crystal Wagner, when you say Smokies, you legitimately mean like Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Or do you mean like the inclusive of the Blue Ridge Mountains and all of that? Unfortunately, I'd have to scroll down and I'll probably miss your comment. If you were strictly speaking about like Great Smoky Mountains National Park, like the physical park, for me, it would be some of the beginner to moderate hikes, probably some of the higher peaks like Klingman's Dome, the drive to stop at some of the places to take the beautiful pictures of the vistas and such. So I'm not giving you that one spot, but when I used to go to Gatlinburg for like a week, we'd take a whole day to go through the national park and the visitor center. I always love Sugarland's visitor center with the museum and the movie and some of the souvenirs. It's just a great way to kick off the start to the park. So to me, it is a must stop. But if you're talking about like, if that includes like Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge and Asheville and Western North Carolina, that's really difficult to say. I guess if I was being generic, I would just say Gatlinburg, because believe it or not, many years ago, I took a vacation with my family to Pigeon Forge and never really went over to Gatlinburg because we just didn't know about it. We stayed in the cabin, and boy, what did I miss? You know, I think Gatlinburg itself and downtown Gatlinburg is just a great place. But one place in Gatlinburg I really enjoy is Ober-Gatlinburg, especially in the summer. Ober-Gatlinburg has a lot of cool rides that you don't have to wear like a bathing suit. You can do water slides the way they have it architected. It's not the bobsled slide, but the mountain slide that goes down. I always forget the name of it, and then somebody brings it up later. It's just a whole bunch of cool stuff. I eat it, sometimes eat at the restaurant. I just really enjoy Ober-Gatlinburg. So there's a few places. If it came to Western North Carolina, some of my favorite places, you've seen me do a hike at Chimney Rock. Asheville is one of the larger cities in the mountains. So downtown Asheville has a lot of culture. It's worth stopping by, and restaurants and things like that. Of course, the Biltmore and the history with the Vanderbilt family. The Biltmore, the only thing about it is it's more appreciated, I think, as adults. If you drag kids there, it's a little more like, what are we doing? This isn't too fun. But it's, there's some opinions. Now I've probably gotten way behind. But that is a great question, Crystal Wagner. That so far is the best question of the night. Thank you so much. I can't do hot sauce. I recently watched your hot sauce video, Chris. Oh yeah, Chris had a hot sauce video. Are you profiling me? Fat Tuesday. Blondie, I thought you loved Christmas. Reviewer, that was hot sauce. Cashew Paul was trying to burn me, I think. Let's see. I do like Christmas, Cashew Paul, but I need spring right now. And Saxy Matt says the same thing. Yeah, the farther you get in the Midwest, where we are, it's a I'm gonna have to do a rapid round. I'm getting a little bit behind. It's quaint and beautiful here in the mountains, but then it gets to be overbearing when you get up north. And so I totally get it. I want to plan Jeremy and I wedding renewal first. That's awesome. That's really cool. I think wedding renewals are really cool. And hey, Promise, good to have you here tonight. It's really awesome. I really enjoyed the conversation last time you were here as well. It's great to have you back in the community. This is really cool. So thanks for joining. I hope you're having a great start to your week, Promise. I know you've been in here for a couple of weeks. It's great when it snows with the lights. Yeah, I'm sure, in Gatlinburg, it still makes it look pretty. I already have my livestock themed Christmas cards bought. Westmont, Illinois, by me, white lights all year downtown and lights them. Yeah, Matt, that might be a little weird in like July 4th, unless they're red, white, and blue. I had tears in my eyes because I had Honey Bear for my flower girl. Yeah, I assume you must be doing that in Gatlinburg then, if that's. And again, we talked a bit about Honey Bear at the beginning of the video. I didn't see Will and Dawn here, and again, they only stop by once in a while. But again, my thoughts are with you all. Cashew Paul, did you get some llamas? Oh, I like the lights down after New Year's. Rita, I'm with you about that. As I had mentioned as well, I think it loses its luster. If you keep them up year round, what's exciting about it once we put it up in the next fall? We could get a little bit fatigued about that. My favorite place in Pigeon Forge is Goats on the Roof. That might either be a joke that went over my head or that might be a real place. I have to leave it up to Cashew Paul because I'm not 100% sure on that one. Cashew Paul said, oh my. The reviewer said, I really enjoyed your Ripley's Believe It or Not video. Are you going to film any more in the future? Yes, absolutely I will. I have one video I haven't released from Florida that's a couple of months old that I might be able to get to soon. I will be back to Gatlinburg because I have the ultimate pass for the Ripley's, so I'll do some of the other places. Lots in Western North Carolina. Yeah, the reviewer, there will be more of various things, especially as the weather gets nicer in Western North Carolina. More fun things to come on the Mr. Mountain Man channel. Great question. And thank you for watching. The only thing that drove me nuts about the Ripley's video is and I mentioned it last week. I had a song get tagged. It didn't hurt the channel, but I got a song get tagged for copyright. It wasn't a copyright strike. All YouTube says is doesn't hurt your channel. It's just you can't monetize. I can't monetize anyway because my channel's not big enough. No, and it really wouldn't have been a big deal. It was more the fact of it. It was like, it feels like it's not my video. So I tried to use their tools to mute the song, but not the audio. YouTube has a tool in beta, so they're still testing it. And I tried to use it, and it basically locked up the video and screwed it up. You just press a button and it processes. It took over 24 hours, and then the video just turned black. Some people had reported, they're like, "Oh, I tried to watch a Ripley's video, it doesn't work." Yeah, it just stunk. And I'm like, so I turned it back to private, and I thought I was going to have to just re-upload, and then I was going to edit out the song, which now I'm going to be more cognizant of. I wasn't commentating enough in that scene. It was at the very end of the Ripley's video. It was some dance song, and I just wasn't commentating enough. Normally, if you talk, it seems like, because I've had other places like the Gay Dolphin video from Myrtle Beach, the shopping place, there were multiple 80s songs in the background, but I was talking so much, just didn't have a problem. And it was also kind of at a lower volume. So anyway, that's a little bit of an interesting tidbit for YouTube creators out there. It only bothered me because it feels like it's not mine, because it tells me that, and again, I can't monetize and I'm not monetizing, but it just says, if it did, it would go to these people who, had that song, and it was like in the last 2 minutes. So the tool is definitely in beta because it didn't work. It locked up the video, and then magically it reappeared. So I sent it back to public. Probably lost a little traction, which is unfortunate because I really like that. Yeah, I love The Village. It's a must. David Markley also said, when I first saw Ghost in the Roof, it was pretty crazy. Let's see if I can do a lightning round here real quick. When I'm in the area, I must stop at the Titanic Museum. Oh, yeah, I cried when they exhibited the band leader's violin. Yeah, the Titanic looks like it's an interesting place because you get the name of one of the passengers to see if you die or not. That seems a little morbid to me. I never, I'll be honest with you, kind of grasp that theme. I think they could have done something else on such, I don't know. It's kind of weird. The spot in the Smokies always have to stop is at the gift shop at the end of the Cafe's Cove Loop for soft serve ice cream. That sounds really cool. Yeah, that is really nice. Oh, and hey, we got a couple other people in here. We have Chad Lovelace. I really enjoyed Ober-Gatlinburg as a kid. Anarchista is also fun. Love some of the places I've been there for quite some time. And you'll have to show me. I love soft serve. We just barely missed a snowstorm tomorrow, Monday. And Chad, by the way, I hope you're having a great start to your week. And thank you for joining the live stream tonight. Promise has a great avatar photo. She does. We were talking about it last week. Very classy, very cool, very cool. Like that. That's a very nice picture. Love going to the park and then walking Gatlinburg in the evening. Yes, yes. Especially if it's a summer and it's cooler. Those are all 100% great spots. There are a few that we are looking to do sometime when we head out in less than 29 days. Yeah, I mean, a very generic one is like the Laurel Falls hike or the Cataract Falls hike behind the Visitor Center, Sugar Land Visitor Center, which is just right outside of Gatlinburg. I mean, you could do Cataract Falls, the Visitor Center, not even do the drive, be in Gatlinburg. You could really make a day of it. Lots of fun, cool stuff to do. Goats in the Roof is a real place. You can feed goats for $1. Thank you, Cashew Paul. I didn't know if there was a joke I was missing, so that's cool. And feeding the goats, that's like a petting zoo. That's pretty cool. Oh, Blondie's Adventure says, have a blessed night, everyone. Night, Blondie. Night, Blondie. Would your Ripley's pack work for location Florida, Wisconsin, and others? So the Ripley's pass that I got was for the Tennessee area attractions. The only other thing it does offer a slight discount at the Myrtle Beach location, but it's not much more than you'd get out of a coupon at the local area. So it's really intended for basically the Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge area. And it's a heck of a deal because it was only $99 for an adult. Several years ago, we took the whole family. I spent almost $100 for the Ripley's Believe It or Not tickets for just us. We were done. We didn't even move too fast. We were done with the walkthrough in like an hour max. It's a lot of money. $100. I mean, maybe not for everybody, but $100 for 1 hour of entertainment. I don't know. So I think you're getting a lot more bang for your buck by buying a season pass. I loved it when you reached for the gold. Oh yeah, that did scare me, by the way, Reed. I was like, ah! So that was all genuine. And I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't remember exactly how it was going to happen. Cashew Paul, you can feed them for $1. If I give them $5, will they poop out the change? I love it. We got to put a poop emoji in the chat here. That's pretty much. All the YouTubers I watch are always so scared of copyright music. I'm not scared of it, reviewer, because again, I don't monetize. it was more the premise of it that I own my videos. And when you read that, like, this is your video, it doesn't hurt your channel, but you know, somebody else gets the benefits of it. And again, I'm not even monetizing. So you could just sit there and poke holes at what I'm saying all day long. It just, something about it, it didn't settle with me. I worked so hard on that video, and then it's like somebody else's, I don't know. Anyway, that was all. We have a National Parks Pass for the Morton Arboretum, and it works at all the parks over the country. I got to jump down because of my comment. Yeah, here you go. Poop and money. Thanks, Matt. That's so that's what happens if you go to, as Chris said, you go to Goats on the Roof, give $5 and they'll poop out the change. Actually, that'd be pretty crazy. I'm not grabbing for that change. Chris is crazy funny. I love it. Like I said, I love the banter. Titanic is very morbid, and it was worse to know that the guy who created it only added a few lifeboats because he thought it was unsinkable. Boys are. Yeah, so the Titanic in real life, the real historic event, was very morbid, and the way those people died in the class system and the people on the boat, awful, awful, awful. That's, yeah, it's I mean, it's interesting from a scientific standpoint and what happened, and like how the 1,800 things that had to go wrong did, and they all happened, and it just was a disaster. But the ride itself, again, they give you jelly beans, Chris. They frown on you for milking the goats too. Promise said, starting my keto journey again tomorrow. Lost my focus with taking care of my mother-in-law for passing. Comfort all. Y'all keep me in your prayers. Definitely Promise. You know, I talk from time to time, and you all know I'm into fitness. I do a lot of sitting for my job. My type of fitness that I enjoy is bodybuilding. You guys have seen in some of the videos. I go to Gold's Gym and work out about 5 days a week. It's a good balance for me. I don't eat perfectly. You know, I will eat buffets and donuts and other things, but I try to balance it and try to balance with the health. So I always think it's great when people want to start their journey on health or just make a life change. And so, yeah, definitely Promise. Good luck to you. And as I always say, and everybody says, it's not diets, it's lifestyle change. Diets, unfortunately, fail because it's like a temporary change. So nobody wants to have the mindset of a diet. You want to have a lifestyle change. So you're trying to change habits and lifestyle. And so again, I'm not perfect in this area, but it's you know, it's something I try to have balance with. I definitely need energy. Yeah, big prayers for you. I understand your comfort eating when in that situation. And I know a lot of people struggle. Sorry for your loss. It's great about the keto diet. Yeah, and sorry for your loss as well. David said, lost 33 pounds, did keto for a year and lost focus, but back on track. I have several colleagues who do keto and get into that ketosis state, and you have lost a lot of weight. I love it. Chris said, Mr. Mountain has to work out hard because I heard he could eat a whole cake in one night. I'll tell you what, I could eat a whole box of donuts, and I'm not joking. It's really a mess. Donuts are my vice. It's crazy. Actually did the Titanic story. Is very sad. Built the ship too fast, didn't inspect it. There was a fire that weakened the hull where the iceberg hit and not enough lifeboats. It really was a mess. It was, and there's a lot of great documentaries on it. Oops, what did I do? Promise I have confidence in you, and so do I. I bully anybody here. If any of you all ever want to talk about, you know, fitness or lifestyle change or health, you know, feel free to put it in there. I'm a big supporter of that, and I don't poo-poo anybody who doesn't. I get that struggle. It's very difficult. You know, our culture and the access to food and how busy our lives are. It can be really challenging at points, and it's a real struggle. You know, bad habits like maybe like smoking or like over drinking or, you know, whatever, technically on paper, people like that can quit in a day. I'm not saying that's easy. I'm just saying technically. But losing weight isn't something that can happen in a day. That's a true journey. And so I admire folks that, you know, no matter what they do, and people who struggle with it, it's challenging. So I support everybody, and I wish you luck, Promise, and anybody else who's on that journey. 30 pounds came back because I reverted back to the old way of eating. Yeah. And again, just that mindset of lifestyle. Rita says you only live once. Say what you want, enjoy life. Yeah. And Rita, that's true too. I do actually do that. I don't eat like like super, perfect all the time. It's more for the like energy levels with the family and stuff and kids. Just being able to support that and work and all that I need to do. I try to stay fit, and it's also for me personally, it's good for my mind and mental ability to just have a kind of a balance. But everybody's different. Everybody likes different things. So, but it's a good point. You should definitely still be able to enjoy. Do you do a strict keto or have like 5 days on, 2 days off? Wanted to start a keto YouTube channel and keep me accountable, but nervous. Hey, go for it. One person who hasn't showed up in a while was Mama Bear's Instapot Cooking. I remember she showed up on a chat. I can't take credit for it, but I was like, do a YouTube channel, just do it. And I mean, if that's what you want to do, promise. And also, by the way, you can have multiple channels on YouTube. So like me, I have the Eclectic Handyman, which is literally Eclectic Handyman videos, then Mr. Mountain Man as well. And so maybe if you do keto, but you want to do something else, you don't have to pick just one. You could have multiple if you wanted to. Promise said strict diet. I lost weight. Glad I did. Took half a year, but worth it. Congrats to you, Matt. Smokers say nicotine is addictive as heroin. Yeah, I by no means by that comment meant it was easy. I just meant on paper, technically, somebody could go cold turkey. And you hear stories about that. Whereas weight loss is not like somebody could be like, I want to be different and just shed, 30, 50, 100, whatever it is. It is. Diets are hard to stay on. I wish only the best to anyone who is on them. Yep. And diet has to be strict. If I allow cheat days, I go way too far. On a positive note, I wanted to tell you guys something kind of cool. Mr. Mountain Man channel is about me and Mr. Mountain Man and, the community and such. But I did have an exciting event last week. Mr. Mountain Man and wife welcomed into the world a little Mr. Mountain Man. We had a baby boy last week, and our fourth child. I am very, very pleased about that. Again, I just thought I would share some exciting news with the community. I was very, very, very happy about that. So life has gotten even busier around here. But I thought I would share some of that news with you all that we had a little baby boy. So that's one of the reasons I didn't have a live stream last week. And I thought you all might find that interesting. So there is a little Mr. Mountain Man now. And so pretty excited about that. Again, the channel, some folks have channels where they the family's in or not, but this channel is about me. So that's why I usually, I just, that's my decision, to do that. But I still wanted to share some positive news with all the friendly folks that I have here in the community about our new baby. So yay! I'm pretty excited about that. I've been on cloud 9 recently, so there are some good news in the community, and pretty happy about that. So and I appreciate it, guys. I see a lot of I'll jump right back up, but I did see it. I appreciate it. Thank you, Matt and Chris about t-shirts. I appreciate that, buddy. And Marvin and Promise said congrats. Thank you, Cashew, Paul, Marvin. I appreciate it. Yeah. And the reviewer, congratulations. And it was great. It's great news. Baby's healthy, everything's great. And so family continues to grow. So again, it's a balance because, again, kind of ties into the diet conversation we were having, with kids and life and work. It's so busy that I have to maintain this energy level, and to get a little time, a little break to do the things I enjoy too, to like hang out with you all and talk. And Rita says, congratulations, happy for your family. I appreciate it. Crystal had to take off. Have a great night, everyone. I appreciate that. Chris said, I heard he was going to name his new boy Chris after the manliest man he knows. Could have, Chris, Christopher. Those are great names. Keep him away from Chris till he's at least 25. We don't want to have any bad habits. Yeah. Mr. Mountain Man, Mrs. Mountain Man, excuse me. I should read that. Must be tired. Promise. You must be seeing into our life right now. Of course, that's obvious. You are exactly right. The baby is an owl. I said that I should market like baby clothes that have an owl on it, because the baby is nocturnal, sleeps during the day and is awake at night. Mama is tired, she's doing well and getting better, and baby's well. So, the good news is happy and healthy and things are going well. But you are right, promise. She is tired. Yeah, it's been really exciting around here. And I just thought I'd share that news with you all in the community. Couple of comments I didn't want to miss. Chris, most weight loss is water weight. Just to know, 2 pounds max a week. To losing more could be unhealthy. That's a true statement. And I ran a cross country time in high school while I was running, still getting taller, but just didn't add weight. So I had to stop running that much to do workouts. I did track and cross country back in high school, nothing too competitive. And then I quit. I had to stop doing track because I was fast when I was younger, but then I wasn't fast as competitive enough in high school. Started doing cross country, and I just didn't like that endurance running. Man, I would get so tired, and it just didn't come natural to me. So, yeah, but great ways to stay healthy. Let's see. Thought he was going to name him Little Mr. Mountain Man. Oh yeah, that would be a good name too. Chris said, "You fired one back at me," and so Chris was he speechless for a second? Yeah, stop dressing baby in owl clothing. I know it'll take a little while, and then the baby will get probably back to some normal sleeping hours. Cashew is a good name for a baby. That's right. Yeah, Cashew. By the way, Cashew. Well, yeah, Cashew. Baby goat. No, not baby goat. Definitely not baby goat. Cashew man. Yeah, Cashew man instead of. You could be Mr. Cashew Man. Cashew Paul. I don't know if you have on your channel. What Cashew is? I never got the nickname part. You just a lover of cashews? Have you always had that nickname? I apologize if I probably missed it, and you may have explained once upon a time. I always just say the name, and then one time I did think about it. So now I actually have an opportunity to ask if you want to explain. Got to go to Gatlinburg tomorrow for a food show, and here we are talking about diets. Yeah, well, actually, I wonder what the food show is. Is it like at the convention center, or is it like an outdoor type thing? I don't know. I haven't paid attention to the current events over there in Gatlinburg, but I hope you have fun. I don't know how to spell pistachio. Pistachio Paul. Then you'd have the initials PP. I don't think you want that. So you could be double P. So hey, Walton boys, good to have you here. I haven't seen you around in a couple weeks. Hope you're having a great start to your week, and thanks for stopping by the live stream. We were all just thinking about goofy names. They were. I was announcing that we just had a healthy baby boy last week, a little Mr. Mountain Man. So I was gloating about it, and some of the folks were saying that it should be named Mr. Little Mountain Man or Cashew Man, and some other humorous names. But again, Walton boys, I hope you're having a great start to your week. I thought he was the connoisseur of cashew nuts. He might be. Actually, by the way, is a weird thing. I'm a pistachio guy. I do like pistachios, and if I can afford them, I like to get the ones that are already shelled. Otherwise, I'm always tearing up my fingernails. Sometimes I'll get a big bowl of pistachios and just eat them. Which, by the way, if you do like pistachios, I don't know why I'm going on this tangent, but Sam's Club has a good deal on the big black bag for about $14. Lasts a long time, especially if you put it in the fridge. Oh, it's at the convention center. So the food show that David was talking about is at the convention center. And I appreciate that, Walton boys. Yeah, I've been on cloud nine and really excited about it. It's been busy around here, and but very happy about that. So some positive news, and it's pretty cool. One boys, today I opened the car door for Mindy to make up for missing for on Valentine's Day. Thanks for pointing that out. Chris, I saw a video. You took Mindy out to dinner at somewhere. You were all dressed up, and it was nice. So that was cool. So I don't think you got anything to worry about. That was pretty nice. I can't remember. You guys are going to laugh. where did we go for Valentine's Day? We went to Fuddruckers for Valentine's Day because we have kids, and I think I did go with lunch with the wife, but she was so pregnant at the time that we just weren't able to, do anything else. But we did go out. That's when I ate that 1 pound burger. Anybody who follows me on Twitter, I posted a picture of that burger. Walton Boy says sunflower seeds for me. I used to eat those long ago, but I'm not good at breaking them in my teeth, and they would get up in my gums, and it felt like I was at the dentist. So obviously I'm not a pro at that, but I do like them once you can crack them. But if, again, the little shell would like poke up into my gum when I try to bite down, I must be doing something wrong. I love pecans. I love pecans when they're sugar coated, and I love pecan pie on their own. I don't find them super delicious, but all nuts are really good for you. Actually, they have the type of fat that is in nuts is good for you. So, walnuts, cashews, pecans. I'm not so sure about the Planters peanuts because they're always so salted and stuff like that. But when you're talking about these types of nuts, they're always usually pretty good for you. That's the good kind of fat. I love pecans, said Matt. Awesome. Good job, Chris. I knew you're a good guy. He is a good. Chris, about romance. One of the companies I buy products for, my business does it there in Knoxville every year. I got you, about the food show. So one of the companies you buy products, your business does it there and in Knoxville every year. So that's cool. Well, if it's for work, I hope it's fun. I'll have to check into that. That's pretty cool. I hadn't heard about that one before. Titanic. Oh, that's where he went. I'm like, yeah, we were talking about Titanic, but that's random. Did I miss something? No, that's where Chris went, to Titanic for that special dinner. That's right. That's very cool. Thank you. Yes, I forgot. Sometimes I'm going so quickly, I forgot about it. Careful how you say that. I've seen the letter mixes for Titanic. Cashew, you're on a roll. Whatever word it was. Yeah, Chris Bond 007. Chris, that's a cool name, man. You could change your channel. Chris Bond 007. You can even have like a cool theme song. And don't like download a theme song. You got to like sing it with your mouth, like hum it, like the music. Maybe get Matt to play saxophone for the background, and Marvin. They can be like the chorus, but you gotta hum, or like you got do the theme to 007. It's pretty cool. You knew it was Valentine's Day because Chris wore pants. I mean, yeah. If I stood up right now, I'm wearing shorts too. I have shorts on. I'll put. Oh goodness, and I think I got it out of focus. Good job, Mr. Mountain Man. Let's see now am I going to be out of focus for like 10 minutes because I showed my leg. I don't know. Let's see if I go back and then I go forward. Sometime, let me see if I cover it. Oh, fixed it. Sorry about that. Nobody really wanted to see my leg anyway, but yeah, I wear pants when it's cold outside and I got to do some work, or if I'm going to somewhere that I need to. But I tend to get cooler in my upper body. Like sometimes when I walk the dog, I'll wear like a super heavy coat, but be wearing shorts. Maybe it's the hair on my legs that keeps me warm. But yeah. So anyway, Chris, yeah, formal day because he's got the pants on. Cashew Paul taught me how to woo the ladies. Cashew Paul, ladies man. So we got Chris 007 and Cashew, the ladies man. You guys can change your name on YouTube. I'm highly recommending that, by the way. I love a good pecan pie. Yeah, see, that's when I do like pecans, but it's full of sugar. But Sam's Club, I mentioned a couple times, they had a good pecan pie we got for Christmas time. Oh, Mountain Man, I'm from New Orleans. We don't eat pecans. We eat pecans. Oh, yeah. How I've probably been saying pecans. tomato, tomato, potato, potato, pecan, pecan. I don't know if there's any others. Did I miss any others? Louisville. Anybody from Louisville, Kentucky? I know that if you don't say that right. Oh, New Orleans the same way. I remember my parents used to go down there, and you don't have to tell me, promise, but people have to say it New Orleans, like New Orleans, not New Orleans, New Orleans, like one word. Just let it roll off the tongue. I only like peanuts. Other nuts I can't do. I love peanut butter, by the way, like peanut butter, anything. I love some peanut butter. Like peanut butter pie. I had a peanut butter chocolate pie once that somebody made me a couple years ago. And oh my goodness, it was homemade. It was before we moved out of Florida. Oh, it was like a going away gift. I was like, this is the best thing ever. So peanut butter chocolate pie is really good. Sexy Matt was warning you about Fuddruckers. Oh, the mistyping of the letters. Yes. Yep. I'm sure. You know, it's like doing the name game with the wrong name. Yeah, so you can get into trouble with that, I'm sure. That's pretty good. Fuddruckers. I've seen the different letters missed. Yep. You get in trouble, but it's a good place to get a big burger. I got the 1 pound burger. I told you they were super excited when I bought that. Chris, I'll play Careless Whisperer. Yeah, for the background music. Let's call the whole thing off. Mountain Man just has to mess with you. That's right. And it's Nolans. Nolans. Hey, I was down there for work, and I didn't do a video, but I was down there for work, and I was at a conference, and we did they paid for like a parade. Oh man, what was it called? That like led us to Bourbon Street. So we like got a police escort and got to walk in the street and then go to Bourbon Street. And it was like the whole group, the conference. That was pretty crazy. So definitely an interesting place down there. And there's another street down there. Is it like, I always forget the name. That's like, it's kind of like people say it's like the cleaner, newer Bourbon Street. Like, is it like Market Man Street or something man? Not Mountain Man, but there's some other street that I heard is like a competitor, and it plays more jazz music and real, less kind of like Bourbon Street reminds me like a page out of New Orleans or Las Vegas in some respects. Let's see here. Cairo, Illinois is pronounced Cairo, not like the city in Egypt. Oh, there you go. I messed it up. I was reading left to right, and I said Cairo, but it's Cairo. Phonetic spelling. Looks like David's got some relatives up there. Have you ever had an Irish car bomb cake? It has Guinness, Jameson, and Bailey's in it. I've had an Irish car bomb, but I have not had an Irish car bomb cake. I didn't even know they made it. So that's interesting. Is it pretty good, Cashew Bowl? You have to let us know. Live 32 miles east of New Orleans. Second line. Is it second line? That doesn't sound... I'm looking it up. I'm trying to. Frenchman Street. Isn't there? Yeah, Frenchman Street. That's what I was thinking of, promise. Frenchman Street. What have you heard about Frenchman Street? I hear a lot of people that say it's kind of like more cultural, authentic. I don't want to say authentic. It's just a little less of the crazy and a little more of the real music and such. I didn't go there. I had a colleague go there. I love New Orleans in the winter. It is killer hot in the summer. Yeah, I mean, that Gulf moisture and the humidity, when I went there, it reminded me a lot of Florida. Oh, a second line. Sorry. Yes, I had to jump down. I just saw your comment. Yes, second one I'm talking about is the thing that you did with the group of people. That's exactly what it was called. Second line. That's exactly it. I remember it was called Second Line to Bourbon Street or something like that. That's what we did. And then the whole group got together. and we were escorted. Yes, and Frenchman Street was the other one. And Magazine Street. No, it wasn't, but it was Frenchmen. Oh, reviewer says, gotta go, Mr. Mountain Man. The stream was great. Thank you, reviewer, for stopping by. And thanks for your support on the videos. I appreciate it as well. Yeah, yep. Oops, jumped on me. Yep, Frenchman Street, correct. I've been there and saw Superman. They play that up big time. David, I missed that reference. Where did they play Superman? They were playing Superman because I know you were talking with Marvin. Or did I miss it? You'll have to fill me in. Tuba Skinny on YouTube. It will get you into all the Mardi Gras fun. Best Dixie band down there. Oh, that's cool. Always love a good recommendation for a YouTube channel. You know what I was watching yesterday? Because I like trucking channels and some travel channels within the United States of, stuff. Some YouTube recommended me was this guy who was on one of the super nice Amtrak trains going from for 24 hours. I think what did he do? He did from Texas to Seattle or something like that. And he had one of the, and it had the observation deck and the sleeper car. And it was just cool to watch. Like, I took an Amtrak one time. It was not a terrific experience. We were trying to save money. This was like 15, 20 years ago, to go from down to Miami to get on a cruise. And it was a heck of a lot cheaper than driving the car and paying for parking at the cruise place. So we decided to take Amtrak, and the tickets were dirt cheap. But the line went from New York to Miami and Miami to New York. What I found out about Amtrak is they have a lot more legroom than planes do. And they are nicer than what I've heard Greyhound. But the bathroom is cleaned like in New York or in Miami. But depending on how long you are into that, it's like going to the bathroom in a porta-john at a concert. It's not the nicest. But pretty cool. I saw Promise there. Got to run. Have a good night. Promise, thank you for stopping by. It's been a pleasure having you as always, and hope you have a wonderful week. Amtrak was pretty cool, and I had watched that not that long ago. That was kind of fun. So I always like a good recommendation on YouTube. By the reviewer. Yep. Casino by reviewer. Metropolis 2. Blah 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 blah. Oh. Mr. Brown, there's a town in Southern Illinois called Metropolis. Oh, it has Superman there. Okay, that makes sense. So, Chris, this is one you need to talk about on a live stream. I was on a Greyhound trip for 26 hours. I'm surprised you're still alive. I don't know. I've heard some rough things about the Greyhound bus, and my mother-in-law took one once. There's another good cheap mode of transportation, honestly, if somebody does need to get from point A to point B. It's just that sometimes it can get a little bit difficult. David said, I better get to bed. It's 3:30 a.m. Comes early. Take care, everyone. Have an awesome week. You too as well, David. And I'll be wrapping up here in just the next few minutes as well. But yeah, Chris, the Greyhound for 26 hours. One of the things about the train when we took the Amtrak that you also have to know is that Amtraks they're not like planes. So like if you're like trying to time something, it's like, oh, it gets to Miami at 3 p.m. Maybe not. It might be 6 p.m., 9 p.m. Amtrak trains, when I took them, were second-class citizens on the tracks. So the freight trains owned the track. Amtrak always had to pull over and give the right-of-way. So every 45 minutes, all of a sudden, the train would just come to a stop. And then you look out the window, a freight train just come blazing by. And then we'd pick up speed and go again. So we always had to yield to the freight trains, and that would slow things down considerably. It was hard to gauge time. I don't know if they've done any better, but it's not like an airplane. So if you ever take an Amtrak, give yourself a day buffer or multiple hours. I've heard the rule of thumb is like, don't plan anything for the 6 hours after you get, you're supposed to arrive, especially if it's something important. Marvin says, I've been watching YouTube videos about steam trains and the old luxury trains that ran across the country. That's super interesting. There's a channel on satellite or cable or whatever called Great American Country. I think it is that, or is it R&D, RFD? I don't go to those channels too much. RFD was it. They had a lot of programs about trains, although with YouTube these days, you don't really need regular television. Yeah, you can find a lot out about trains. And when I was a kid, I used to have an HO scale train, and I enjoyed that as a hobby. That was a lot of fun too. Do you ever taken the short train trips? So Chris, that was another thing is I've heard that like Amtraks are actually a way for business commuting up in New England and the Northeast. Speaking of short trips, where it's not like the type of trip that I was talking about that's extended or 24 hours or 18 hours. You know, you're getting from, I don't know, Boston to New York, or New York in and out, New York City or Washington, D.C. Those trains are a little faster, a little nicer, and they're like commuter trains, and that's kind of cool. Marvin says, yes, Chris, I usually take the train to Chicago, and I like to do a long run train trip sometime. I would too, by the way. So that's what I found cool about that YouTube channel that I was watching, is that the train, the Amtrak train, that would be a pretty neat experience actually, to go like on a vacation and see sightseeing, because that's not even what you see on the interstate. You're going to see, you know, nature in the back, kind of the behind the scenes. That was one of the things I did even like about the Amtrak that went through Florida, the orange groves, all the stuff you're not seeing from the normal highways and byways. So I think you can make a vacation. I don't know about the kids. They'd get pretty bored, I think, on something like that, but who knows, someday it might be kind of fun. All right, Cashew Paul, got to go night. It was fun. It was fun having you here. I appreciate it, Cashew Paul. The other day I tried to click on one of your live streams. I must have missed it by like 2 minutes, but I did dive in there and give it a thumbs up and watched a bit of it. So I must have missed the notification. There's Illinois Railway Museum in Union, Illinois. Oh, that's cool. Mr. Mountain Man should have a train trip meetup. That'd be pretty funny. Like, yeah, it'd be pretty cool actually if I, like get everybody to get on the Amtrak and go out west or something like that and see the mountains. Speaking of mountains. And so with that, I think I'm going to wrap it up. It is a late night on the East Coast. And Chris, I really appreciate you stopping by. You were number one in, and you got the last comment tonight. Well, at least right now. Somebody else could come in here right now. I hope everybody had a nice time on the live stream tonight. As always, I appreciate the support on the channel. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Enjoy the rest of winter and everything that you are doing these days. Feel free to, if you're watching this later, leave a comment. Again, everybody, I want to support your channels. If you have a channel, feel free to shout it out in my comments on YouTube or wherever you want to. And I want to do that as well. And I appreciate that, Chad. Good night to you. And Chris, I appreciate that. Love to my family. That really means a lot to me, buddy. I want to get together with you sometime. Let's make it happen at some point, please. We'll figure it out. And with that, we'll say good night. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next time on another episode of Mountain Man Monday. Take care, everyone.